We're back with our highly anticipated guest, Cathy Hackl. Cathy is an augmented reality, virtual reality, and spatial computing thought leader. She's a Forbes contributor and has been named one of the top 10 tech voices on LinkedIn for 2 years in a row, which is the highest honor on the platform. Cathy, thank you so much for joining us. Really, we're so happy.
Super excited to be here and talk some tech.
Yes. So I think we have to start right away with, what is a futurist?
So futurists don't really predict the future. I think that's what people, when they hear futurists, they think we have a crystal ball.
Right.
We do not. What we do is we look at all the different trends that are happening and we start to connect them with the current situation and try to extrapolate into the future. So what we really think about are multiple futures, multiple potential futures that could happen if X, Y, and Z come together. So yeah, it's more about preparing for uncertainty, which is really important this day and age.
So Cathy, how has the future of work been accelerated by the current pandemic?
Well, what we're seeing is that, let's say in the last 3 months, we've gone through a 3-year acceleration.
Yeah.
So, right? It does feel like that. So, lots of people are working from home remotely 100%. You're starting to see a bigger adoption of the digital, which is where it gets really interesting. And, adoption of virtual reality and augmented reality to do work and training. So it's just this huge acceleration of the technology that we're supposed to adopt in 3 years. We're starting to adopt a lot faster.
So what emerging technologies will we further see in the adoption of the office and it's also in the home as well for tomorrow? Something that we can, foresee maybe coming.
Yeah, definitely. You're starting to see, for example, with virtual reality or augmented reality, I'll give you an example. I tend to have a lot of my meetings in, let's say, augmented reality. And augmented reality, for those that are watching, is where you're able to see the real world. So a lot of people do it through their phones right now, but I have, let's say, glasses that I'm able to put on and see, my world, but have meetings with my colleagues in realistic avatars. So they're actually here in my office, even though they're not. So it's that sense of presence. So what you're going to see, I'll give you a clear example. You're going to see companies cut down travel budgets. Obviously, no one's traveling right now. But what's going to happen is when we do get back to travel, companies are going to cut down travel budgets. And what you're going to have is executives putting on headsets and having these meetings in these virtual spaces.
Right. Wow. So now tell us, what are some of the top tech products that we should know about right now?
Yeah, I think one of the most important ones is the Oculus Quest. It's from Oculus. It's sold out in December. I had lots of people reaching out to me in Christmas saying, wow, hey, can you talk to someone at Oculus? Because my kid really wants to have it under the tree. And I was like, that's not how it works.
Right.
But that headset, right? It's like, I'm not going to call Oculus and be like, can you speed, ship my friend's headset faster? But yeah, that one has sold over $100 million worth of content in virtual reality games.
Wow.
So that's a good number for that type of technology.
Yeah,
right?
That's not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. So that's definitely one of the products that a lot of people are interested in. I'm a big fan of voice assistants. So like Alexa, for example, I know people always talk about Alexa. But with Apple's going to be doing a whole refresh to their Siri virtual assistant. So you're going to see a lot more of that relationship grow when it comes to how we use technology. And then with augmented reality, you're going to be seeing even better cell phone capabilities and iPads that can do a lot more scanning of the real world. So we can merge the digital and the physical. So there's 3 right there.
Okay, so here's the question that I want to know. I'm sure a lot of people do.
We all want to know.
Will robots become our new coworkers? Am I going to be replacing Geraldo with a coworker?
With
that robot?
Most likely pretty soon.
Yeah. Not yet.
Okay.
So my job is safer now then.
Not yet. But what you're going to start to see is definitely robots in the workplace, whether they're taking our temperatures, scanning our faces to see if we're allowed in, robots that are going to be disinfecting the areas. Also from, companies like a Facebook or a LinkedIn that have these giant cafeterias, you might start to see more robot chefs and robot baristas.
Wow.
So definitely. But that being said, I will tell you something really interesting that I heard this week is a synthetic humanoid robot, so a synth, in Japan, got cast as the lead of a sci-fi movie.
Oh
So-
my goodness.
Wow.
You just, who knows?
Wow. Will he require brakes?
Right.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
She's not getting her SAG card. I don't think she's getting her
God,
SAG
there
card.
you go.
So you're safe for now, Geraldo.
Yeah, I'm safe for now.
Yeah, Cathy, thank you so much for joining us. Really interesting,
you.
amazing info there. When we come back, Geraldo and I are dining al fresco in the studio and sharing some tips to make your summer dining a breeze.